Educating, encouraging, and empowering through music. Project 440 started a number of years ago in Savannah, Georgia as a community engagement enhancement when the Savannah Symphony folded in 2003. And now we like to educate young musicians to do what we were doing in Savannah, to go out and share their art with their communities, be ambassadors for the art, be excited about what we do, and get our art out there.
Oh, I definitely learned today that it's very important to bring music out to the community for those who don't even know it. And just music can change a person's life.
440 means 440 hertz is the pitch A. And the pitch A is the note that's used to tune the orchestra. Just like that's the first note that you hear at every orchestral concert. So we want to be the leader in community engagement for classical music.
When you play at a certain level, I mean, it's about time you give back.
To focus on the talent development program first, one of the major goals of the talent development program is to change the face of American orchestras. And the ability to go out as young musicians and to encourage other young musicians in their communities that this is something that they can do, it's something that's accessible, it's something that's very possible, will only help to aid in that process. Because most of the time, it actually has to do with the fact that there's no exposure. And the more exposure we can get to African American, Latino communities, the better.
I learned a lot about the teachers and what they experience in their performance levels and what they do on a daily basis. So that's something that I want to accomplish and the things I want to do.
As far as working with the entire Atlanta Symphony Youth Orchestra, it empowers the youth to be comfortable with sharing the art so that as they go through college, they're continuing to share the art, and then as they jump into the profession, whether they actually are professional musicians or not, but they are sharing the art, they're communicating it with other people.
I think Project 440 is making me a better cellist.
We are trying to get musicians to see that they are also citizens of the world and give them skills to be successful as performers and also to engage their communities. I'm the director of the Project 440 Institute, and my portion of the workshop today is based on community engagement, how to do it well, and what that means. You are the trombones, you are the bass. And I want you to stand up when your part is the most important.
It was a very good class. It was entertaining, it was informative.
We're also covering today the college experience, how to audition for colleges, what you should be looking for, what skills you need going into college.
All right, so college. Who's excited about college?
My favorite class was like a college experience, and it told me what to expect in college, like if I went to a musical conservatory.
$280,000 over 4 years. Is that something you'll be able to manage when you graduate? You have to start thinking about that stuff now.
We're covering entrepreneurial skills so that students can start right now in high school actually coming up with ideas and figuring out how to implement them in their communities.
The whole idea is just simply meeting as many people as you can, collecting enough information, and you never know how these people will be helpful to you later. I left Atlanta in 2005 to go study music in Philadelphia, and a couple of years later I'm back here trying to hopefully give more information to young students, the Project 440 High School Seminar. You know, sometimes I tell myself that if I knew what I know now, I might have done something different. I think it's good for us to be able to come back and to be able to tell these young musicians, sure, yeah, a life in music is very rewarding. It's also very difficult to get there, but at the same time, if you're passionate about something else, it's okay to feel that. However, we strongly believe that in participating in music, these students can get to whatever their goals and aspirations are much easier.
It was basically teaching the importance of marketing and how it can really benefit you in the future, even if you don't see it like in the present time.
We are the major C because we have a sea of instruments. Do you guys know how many parts this violin is made of?
The experience of being involved with this project is helping the kids to understand that their musicianship is much more flexible than probably they realize. I mean, most of our focus as classical musicians is developing technique, of course, and developing our ability to play repertoire, but I'm hoping that they can be encouraged to see their musicianship as something that's much more flexible. Remember that that's like part of the way you set the tone for your performance. Being involved in this kind of work has actually helped me to understand what it is that I enjoy most about performing. I never realized that I love to improvise until I did this kind of work. So it's really helped me to understand myself more as a musician, and I think to become a better developed and more well-rounded musician.
You might want to give a simple explanation of how the violin plays in treble and how the bass plays in bass, and then you play in alto.
I've learned how to manage my time and manage promoting myself as a musician.
I had a lot of really amazing teachers. When I was young, I was really fortunate to have, a lot of teachers who helped me through. But even when I got out of music school, I still was, kind of thrown into this idea of engaging the community. And nobody ever really told me, like, it's actually pretty easy and it's fun and it's a really great way to get other people involved who may not have had the experience of having music in their school, or they may not have those opportunities. So this is a great way that we can be ambassadors for our art and go out into the community and give back and bring people in, and giving back and bringing people in at the same time.
I'm very excited about being in the Atlanta Youth Symphony this year. We're doing lots of cool stuff, such as Project 440, and we're getting together in small ensembles, and we're making music together that we would have never been able to do before.
Project 440 is awesome. I think it's wonderful to give people information about college and being presentable and preparing themselves for life.
Project 440 was fabulous.
I think learning anything that's hard is valuable. So whether it's a second language or third language or fourth language, whether it's an instrument, those are kinds of disciplines that I think involve our brains and our attention in very constructive ways for kids. They have to work together, they have to listen to each other, they have to work collectively if the sound is going to be beautiful.
I feel like music is my career and that I'll be doing it the rest of my life, and I just love it.
There's nothing wrong with classical music. If you give classical music to a young child, they'll be just as excited about it because it's great stuff. It really is. And to be able to share that is just a real gift.